Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for coming here. So to begin, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit because you've been doing music for since a very young age, I've seen. So if you want to walk me through a little bit your career and all the things you're doing, because you're not only playing instruments, you're also singing and songwriting, and you starred in a movie. So tell me a little bit about it.
Yes, I'm basically a musician, and I started to play the violin when I was 5. And then later on, I picked up the piano, and then I was singing a lot when I was a kid. So I was a soprano soloist for some time.
Okay.
And but after my voice broke, I actually really focused on violin and piano mainly, and composing.
Okay.
And it was very hard to decide whether to study violin or piano at uni. So I finally, wanted to study violin then, but I never really stopped practicing piano, and I'm still doing projects like as a pianist. And so I'm still, I still haven't given up also singing. So because now I'm actually at a uni again where I really get like as a main subject like singing lessons. So that's so now I'm actually trying again to sing and to do a lot of projects with singing. And so basically because I'm always asked what I actually doing, so I'm playing violin, I'm a pianist as well, I'm singing and I'm composing and also arranging.
Okay, cool. And you're also studying in Berlin now, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
how is it living in Berlin, and how was it to move there from Luxembourg?
Well, actually, it's really nice. I needed some time, like a month, to get really used to Berlin, especially because before I've had lived in Barcelona and in Sydney, so I was really close to the beach and the weather was really good. So this was my first real winter again. It was really cold and rainy.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm at the BIM Institute, so it's for popular music. Before I had only studied classical music, like performance violin.
Okay.
Yeah. So it has been a new adjustment for me, but
Yeah.
it's going great so far. Yeah.
Right, perfect. And 2021 has been a big year for you. You've released 2 singles in spring and summer, which are like Bora Bora and Hawaii. So do you want to tell a little bit about them?
Yes. So Bora Bora was my very first ever official release
Oh yeah.
on Spotify and iTunes, and it was kind of a Corona project, I would say, because I record like it's a string octet, and I recorded 6 voices of those myself, and then my sister recorded the 2 cello voices.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it was all put together and then released. So that was my very first experience of releasing music.
Okay.
And then Hawaii is a piece which is quite similar in composing technique. So it's also for only pizzicato for all the instruments, and just it's including vocals as well.
Okay, cool. And now you've recently been releasing a lot of Christmas songs and also a Christmas EP. And there's a video coming tomorrow, so probably before the interview, but tomorrow. So do you
Yeah.
want to tell me a bit about the whole Christmas releases? What we can,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so actually after my master's degree in Barcelona, I came back to Luxembourg, and I always wanted to actually do like a Christmas, like kind of composition where I would combine
Okay.
like different melodies. And so I was just there in summer here in Luxembourg, and I started to compose, and I just had like 3 melodies in mind that would work really well together.
Okay.
And then and like within 3 weeks, I had the whole composition done, and I just like it's for 2 pianos, so I started to practice piano 1, and my sister started to practice piano 2.
Okay.
So that was recorded in October. And actually, the sound engineer told me like, "Oh, it's a really jolly composition and really fun. So are you doing a video with it?" And then only I thought of doing a video actually of it. So I didn't really plan the video in advance. Yeah, but I'm really happy we did it.
Yeah, okay.
And actually the EP was like really last minute because I was really busy with that, like with the planning of the video and everything. Yeah, and then the EP I only planned in like, I think at the start of November
Wow.
to actually do it. Yeah.
Okay.
And so obviously like it's very difficult to find people to cooperate with because that was like a whole orchestra meant to be there on that EP.
Okay.
So I just asked friends to record themselves playing at home or at the studio, like their voices.
Oh yeah.
And then, everyone would just send me the voices. I would put them together, and the sound engineer would actually mix them.
Okay.
And so we got together like a whole orchestra and a whole choir. So we would just like record all the string voices like 6 times and all the choir voices 12 times.
Wow.
So, well, it was quite a big project in the end. Yeah, and I'm really happy I actually managed to release it before Christmas because it was really tight in schedule.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, wow. That's really cool. Okay, great. And you've also been part of a movie that you played a violinist and a singer in. So how did that come together? Like, how did you participate there?
Yeah, that was really funny. I just actually saw the advert
Okay.
on Facebook, I think.
Yeah.
And I just saw that, they're looking for violinists who can also sing. So I just thought, I really have to apply for that. Yeah. And then I had to do like online casting videos for it. So I had to sing the piece and then play it in a few different versions and stuff like that. And then I didn't hear anything of it like for 2 months after the first video. And then suddenly they just said, can you just send like another few versions? And then I didn't hear anything for a very long time again.
Okay.
And then suddenly they just said, so you got the role. And I was like really happy. So it was, I think in June. It was shot, and I was only like on set for 1 day, so I really hope they're actually using the scenes, not that they're cutting out. But it was really cool, actually.
Yeah, I mean it's a really cool experience, I guess. So
it was definitely it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Cool. And so I was wondering, with all your Christmas songs, what's your favorite part about Christmas, actually?
There are a lot of really like good aspects of Christmas. Like first of all, I would say like all the things you can eat.
No.
Like all the sugary things, like and chocolate, and gingerbread, that I really enjoy. Especially now being in Berlin, like all the Christmas markets, it's like really nice atmosphere all the time, and all the good smell of the Glühwein and everything. So which is really nice.
Okay.
Especially, the decoration is always nice as well. Like all the lights, especially when it's getting dark really early. So in the day. So and being really cozy and comfortable at home, I think, is a really good aspect. Yeah. And obviously the music, I shouldn't forget. I'm promoting music.
The music. Okay, cool. And are there any other places that you would like to travel to? Or I was actually wondering, since your songs are called Bora Bora and Hawaii, have you been there actually? Or do you want to go there?
Oh, that's really interesting actually. Because no, I haven't.
Okay.
So, Bora Bora is very much of me dreaming away, like daydreaming, you know?
Yeah. Of course.
And I'm constantly traveling in my mind.
Okay.
I feel like, and I just really enjoy to travel. I have to say honestly, and Hawaii was more of a spontaneous idea, like the song how I wrote it. But Bora Bora was actually really well planned, and I really had a special atmosphere in my mind, and I wanted to represent that with that piece. It's just meant to be very, very calm and very sparkling at the same time. So, which I think every holiday place should be like. So, because it's very zen, especially when you come to a nice hotel. So they make sure everything is really, really nice for you when you arrive. Yeah. But it's still very sparkling because everything is new, and the place usually smells differently from like, especially if you go somewhere to the tropics, like when it rains, it's just like the smell is so different to Europe. Yeah. Yeah, and a place I would like to travel to. There are many. Okay. But I would say definitely the Maldives at the moment.
Oh,
and every kind of island, to be honest. Like Seychelles would be really nice, Mauritius, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sounds good. Hopefully 2022.
Probably, yeah.
So speaking of 2022, what are your plans as a musician for 2022?
So at the moment, I'm working on an album. So it's actually my first album I'm working on as a singer-songwriter and as a classical musician. So it will actually be a combination of classical music combined with songwriting and classical tracks separately. So there's like a mix and they're separately on it. So I present actually everything I've done in my life so far, like every aspect of, And actually, that will be a part also of my master's degree in Berlin.
Oh, okay.
So I really hope to get forward with it. Yeah, and that's actually the most exciting thing now, I would say, at the moment for me, because it takes a lot of time, and I still have to write a lot, so to compose a lot. Yeah, but I've already planned out everything, and there might be a few surprises maybe on that album.
Really good. Cool. Okay. And I also know that you're listening to a lot of different music genres. So is there any music genre that inspires you especially, or how does it work to get inspiration, like the very beginning for an inspiration of your songs? How does it work?
Oh yeah, good question. Yeah, well, I do indeed like listen to a lot of different kinds of music. It really depends on the seasons a lot.
Okay.
So it really it's really strongly attached to the sunlight actually. Like they're just especially in autumn in Europe, I listen to a lot of meditation music.
Okay.
It's just, I think it really fits the atmosphere. Everything is getting calm and so on. And around Christmas, I really like, well, either classical music or like jazz music.
Okay,
Yeah, like jazzy Christmas is always a good option, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I also listen like to pop music, like not as much maybe as to classical and meditation music in general. But it just depends on my mood and on the atmosphere in general. And I always try, like when I'm composing, I always try just not to copy anything. So I really try just to find the truest sound to my personality at that moment.
Okay.
And that's probably also why I'm writing a lot for like pizzicato for string instruments in general, because I found it really, for me, a good way to write contemporary music. And you don't have to go really modern in harmony to still get a new sound. So that's like the combination I was trying to find.
Okay. That's really interesting. Cool. And is there any like dream, anything that you say in your musical career, if you could, I don't know, play a special place or work with someone that you really like or admire? Is there something like that, like a dream?
Oh, well, definitely many dreams. I would I would really like to do like a big open air concert in a really nice place at the beach or somewhere.
Oh, okay.
I think it would be really
awesome.
nice.
Yeah. That would be really cool.
I know as a kid, I really absolutely wanted to play the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto on an open air concert in Hawaii. And I don't know why. That was well, that dream has disappeared a bit. So I have like other dreams now, but it's still connected though to open air concerts.
Yeah.
Which I think the atmosphere is always very special at open air concerts in general.
Definitely.
And I always like to combine also actually nature and music. So I think it's always very interesting and very relevant to find the right place where you play the music. So I couldn't just play like the same music in all different kinds of halls in the world. Okay. Because maybe that wouldn't suit the atmosphere of the hall.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Well, maybe you can create your own festival. That would be
knows?
Cool. Maybe sometime. Really cool.
Maybe.
Okay.
Good idea.
Okay, so now already to the last question. As always, if you could organize a dinner party with anyone that you want, who would you invite and what would you serve? And it can be anyone, like anyone that you want, and no matter how many people. So.
Oh. And also not considering like a kind of budget right now.
No, just like if you could do whatever you want.
Probably at the beach.
Good.
Well, either in California or maybe around Sydney somewhere, like at a really nice beach. And who would I invite? Like, I'm usually not that good with huge parties myself because I always find it's more interesting to speak to people other than just like 3 words with with everyone like an evening. Like yeah, but it's that's a really hard question actually. Who I would invite? I would say I would have to look like what the combination of the people would be. So definitely a few artists. I think that would be a good idea, and well, just in general, like inspiring people. So maybe I would have to do a few dinner parties. So and I would just invite them separately, so I could talk to each of them a really long time for a really long time.
Yeah.
So maybe I would do that. Yeah, it's really hard to pick now, but I can definitely tell you what I would serve. Okay. So pasta. Okay. I'm a huge fan of pasta and chocolate in general. So I would definitely serve that because I don't know anyone who does like chocolate or pasta.
Yeah, true.
So yeah.
Yeah, but
just a buffet, so people could choose. Yeah.
That would be perfect. That sounds really good, actually.
Good. So you're invited.
Oh, thank you. I will come.
Yeah. Well,
cool.
Of course.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Okay. Well,
and
thank you.
Good luck with all our releases, and also Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Well, thank you to you too.
Thank you.